Glada jul. It's Christmas, Steven.
I can't sing. I'm not going to sing. Okay, Svenari. Facilitation and Christmas. Discuss.
Yeah. Do you have to facilitate Christmas? Can you switch off facilitation? I get the feeling that some facilitators are facilitating all the time, at work, at home, all the time. Could it be too much?
I think of board games at Christmas and how they can be like a group exercise in facilitation with a set of rules people have to do to get something done. And then I think about how I might have a breakout group in the front room watching the Queen's speech whilst I'm doing the prep in the back room, the kitchen, making the nibbles. You know, there's an agenda, there's a set order of stuff. I think I use a lot of my facilitation skills over Christmas, Fanari.
But have you thought of it as such, or is it just the thing that you do?
Is it just who I am? Do you know, that comes back to your question. Is this me as a person who just facilitates everything? And I think it might be. I think there is a notion where facilitation is sort of a way of being in the world and how you interact with other folks as well as what you do.
Because, you know, I tend to step out of the role as facilitator at times. So if I'm at a meeting that somebody else is facilitating, I think that, well, they could have done a better job, I still just sit back or step out. Or if I'm at a meeting where I'm at the kind of the back bench, the meeting is crap, it's not adding value, but I don't stand up and start facilitating because that's not my role there. But at times I think I should. Being a facilitator is for me a value choice. And I have done that, but there's a time and a place. And I think also that some people facilitate all the time, also in private settings. So how do you do the Christmas opening of the Christmas presents? Do you facilitate that?
So there's an interesting thing. Is facilitation a way of being, or is it a value choice?
Yeah.
This is an interesting dynamic. The interesting thing, I think we can reflect on what we are and how we work in the world in relation to that. We have a tradition for opening Christmas presents, and the youngest child chooses the present and they give it to somebody, and we go around in a circle and all the children distribute the presents around. Now, we don't have kids in the house here, but when we were growing up. Now, is this in a way is facilitation by tradition, if you like? It is a group process where there are norms that have been established over time. And for me, when that doesn't happen, I'm really confused. What? You mean you don't wait to open your presents in the afternoon? You mean you do them first thing in the morning? That's wrong. And so now I'm thinking about how my way of being is to want to support a group in its meaning in the world. But then there's also my cultural expectations that that's the way it should be. That's wrong. And then there's a bit of me which is like, well, let's reflect on that and think about what the right thing to do is. And I sort of get lost, and then I'll ask someone like you for help, Svenari.
And so if it goes over the top, it could be a problem. I like the notion of facilitating by tradition. That's something to explore, I think. And in a group setting like that, you get challenged when a new person enters the group, which happens. There's always somebody who has a new girlfriend or boyfriend, and they come into the group, and the traditions and the way you do it are challenged. But I think probably at Christmas Eve, we shouldn't overthink this, but there are some interesting topics.
And I think for me, switching off is partly about that group. No one wants to be the person who holds the rules for Monopoly. Let's do a time wheel for how long the sprouts take to cook. That might be helpful. Actually, I might try that. But actually, also for me as a facilitator, I think it's important for me to switch off a bit and maybe put that aside and stop worrying so much about the tension between the way of being and the value choice.
I love the discussion, but for me, the main thing right now is just to wish you, Steve, a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.